The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has won in his impeachment case against William Ruto. And I'm going to give you points why I feel that still Rigathi Gachagua is the winner despite the outcome of the court case or the outcome of the judgment. There are many reasons, and I want you kindly to be with me till the end. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Number one, when President William Ruto ordered the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, he knew that they will do away with the Gashagua completely and that Gashagua's name would have not risen in the political space in Kenya. But that impeachment made Gashagua a great man he is right now. Many people hated Gashagua. In fact, Kenyans never wanted Gashagua. Though even supporters of William Ruto in 2022 campaign or the let me say that time towards elections, the campaigning period, many people did not want the fact that William Ruto had settled on Rigathi Gachagua. So from that man who was really hated by Kenyans to a man who is now loved by Kenyans thanks to the impeachment motion that was tabled in Parliament. So that is the reason number one I'm telling you that Gachagua right now is the talk of the town. Today everyone, every person, anyone, news outlets, all the bloggers are talking about the impeachment case of Rigathi Gachagua. In one way or another, Gachagua has won because he's talked about countrywide. All TV stations are highlighting the impeachment case, all bloggers are doing the same, all blogs, everyone, in fact even pastors today, they are watching Rigathi Gachagua. There is no minute passes without anyone talking about Rigathi Gachagua. That is a win for Rigathi Gachagua, because we know in politics, both negative and positive publicity means a lot to any politician, and that is what Rigathi Gachagua wants. And at some point he said that to be a viable politician, you must be talked about. You must create, phrases that will help people to remember you in all times. So today, the impeachment case has made Rigathi Gachagua to be talked more about, and that is a win, a very big win for Rigathi Gachagua against William Samoei Ruto. Number two, Gachagua has won against William Ruto in this impeachment case because he has managed to turn the whole of Mount Kenya region away from William Ruto. You remember, in 2022, William Ruto got 3.5 million votes from the Mount Kenya region. In fact, it was like his strong base. Let me call a strong base. And as much as people are saying, oh, Rift Valley, Mount Kenya voted wholesomely for William Ruto. But Rigathi Gachagua, after being impeached, he managed to take away the 3.5 million votes from William Ruto. So that is another win. Despite the outcome in today's impeachment case in court, where Gachagua has already won against William Samoei Ruto. Number three, it is due to the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua that brought to the birth of Democracy for Citizens Party. In fact, if Gachagua was not impeached, he could have not had this idea of starting DCP party, a very big party. Right now, it is almost the second, if not the third most famous party in Kenya. In Mount Kenya region, DCP ndio kuongea. UDA has been kicked out of Mount Kenya region. Some other parts, right now DCP ndio inaongea. You saw even in William Ruto's bedroom, Emura Dikir constituency by-election, you realize that DCP party came second. Not even ODM. DCP party came second. Ilikuwa imebakisha kidogo tu a DCP candidate to win the UDA candidate, na pale ni bedroom ya William Samoei Ruto. So in one way or another, despite the outcome of the judgment today, already Rigathi Gachagua has won against William Ruto vibaya sana. Another thing, we understand that William Ruto has really panicked because that impeachment created a hero out of a villain. Tell me, who knew about Rigathi Gachagua before 2022? Very few people knew him. Actually, many people started knowing Rigathi Gachagua when he was stripped naked in front of his family during the Uhuru Kenyatta regime. When they arrested him on, as he says, he's saying that those were propagated claims or other cases. Yeah, that is the time when Rigathi Gachagua was kinda, talked about. So after election, even people never loved him, as I've already told you. So after impeachment, they created an angel out of a devil. They created a hero out of a villain. So Gachagua became the talk of the town. And when he started now puking some of the secrets they had with William Ruto, people tend to love someone who speaks for them. Despite being a demon in the past, despite beating the Gen Zs who were demonstrating, despite doing harm or rather planning harm against the late Raila Odinga during the Sufuria demonstrations, now people are looking at Rigathi Gachagua as a best and clean politician. Tell me how that was achieved. It is due to this impeachment case that William Ruto had asked the members of parliament, and even people were paid. We have different confessions from these leaders. They've confessed how much they were paid to make sure that Rigathi Gachagua was to be impeached. So back to today's case in court. In as much as everyone is waiting, we have two options. One, it might be determined in favor of Rigathi Gachagua, and it has its implications too. Equally, it might be determined against Rigathi Gachagua. And the chances are this case will be determined against Rigathi Gachagua. Number one, yesterday when Rigathi Gachagua was attending a church service, he said that should the outcome be against us, don't come out to demonstrate. Was telling his supporters to keep calm. Therefore, that tells you that Rigathi Gachagua already, if there is someone in this government or in this country who has a lot of intelligence as far as everything is concerned in this country, is Rigathi Gachagua. So he has already gotten the intelligence that the case will be determined against him. Therefore, he was advising his supporters to hold and accumulate that anger, and reveal it, or rather exude it during the voting in 2027. That is a clear indication that Rigathi Gachagua already knows that he will not win this case. Number two, he never appeared today in the courtroom. We've seen him attending the courtroom regularly with his family, sitting together with the Pastor Dorcas to show that solidarity. But when you see him not attending that courtroom, and today is the last day, one of the biggest days that he should have not missed, that tells you something. He was avoiding the embarrassment from his family. Because he knows that William Ruto cannot allow him, win this case. And then, lastly, to some extent, if he loses this case, it will be a blessing to opposition, because we know how Rigathi Gachagua is someone who's politically selfish. He will be allowed and clear to vie for president. Trust me, he will believe that he is the one with the more numbers, from Mount Kenya region, and he will be the right candidate to vie. Despite the outcome, despite the scientific method that will be used, he will be the one on the ballot, and that will bring about dissolution and also disunity among the united opposition. I don't know what you think. Write your comment down in the comment section. Let us talk, let us discuss. Perhaps it can form a basis whatever we're going to talk about in the next video. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content.